it is so much harder to love a real one than it is to be in relationship with a fraud.
Say that again for the people in the back.
It is so much harder to be in relationship with a real one than it is to be with a fraud. It's just hard because someone who holds you accountable to who you say you want to be, someone who recognizes your potential but meets you where you are, someone who wants your vulnerability. Like, I want to know how you think, I want to know why you made the choices you made. It requires a level of intimacy that you never have to do when you're just trying to see if someone's cheating and checking phone messages, and like, you don't.
One day y'all gonna listen to me. One day y'all gonna listen to me because I said this same shit. But maybe, hey, it was my tone, right? I tell y'all all the time, these conversations from these women on these apps, and these repetitive, redundant circles that we go in about the men that they choose. They're choosing them because it's easier to deal with an ain't shit dude than to deal with the guy who has his shit together. Because a lot of these women are lazy lovers, and they don't know how to properly be in relationships with men. So it's easier to pick the ain't shit dude that's gonna dog you out, mistreat you, run around in the streets, have you checking your phone, throwing up at night because you done went through his iPad, dogging you out and mistreating you, stealing your debit card, just being a menace to her. Those men are easier to deal with than dealing with a man who has his shit together, who is emotional, who's everything they get on these apps and talk about. Because those men are going to hold your feet to the fire. Those men are going to hold you accountable. Those men get called narcissists. When in reality, she just don't want to listen. Because when you with the man that ain't shit in these relationships, and you checking his phone and you worrying about him cheating, it takes the mirror away from them. They never work on themselves. Because they're always the good one in the relationship. When in reality, they giving bare minimum effort themselves. They're never growing and maturing in the things that matter in relationships because they too busy dealing with dudes who don't require nothing. At best, they just want some butt. And then when those men meet the men who got their shit together and meet those women where they are and give them an opportunity and a chance, and they're wanting them to grow, they're wanting them to reach their potential. They see that this woman has XYZ qualities. But she never does because that requires work. It makes her uncomfortable. And then a lot of women will self-sabotage them situations and then turn around, and when people ask them, well, he was a good guy and he was this and this and that, what happened? Oh, he was a narcissist. He was controlling. He was this, he was that. No, he held her accountable. He made her responsible for her actions and decisions. He was trying to pull out of her what she didn't even know. And it was uncomfortable. She didn't like it. It was too much work. So instead of saying the truth, they'll just call you a narcissist. They would just say that you were just too much. You were controlling. And they'll just go back to dealing with the ain't shit nigga with potential because it's comfortable. It's what they know. They thrive in chaos. They are comfortable in being in dysfunction. Whereas when you have a man that's going to provide you peace and stability and comfort, you feel that you're chaotic then. Like it has to be something wrong. I'm not comfortable being in this sense of peace. I gotta fuck it up. And then they get on the internet and then we have these conversations. Because when you got a man that's not running around in the streets, you got a man that's not having you up at night worrying about what he doing, going through his phone, checking his iPad, stalking and running up behind him with his location, then you actually got to deal with what matters in a relationship. Now you got to answer to him. Now you got to do something. Now you got to be something. And a lot of these chicks ain't never had a man that demanded that they be something.